are the Trika and Advaita Vedanta teaching the same thing? Some use the device of Maya, others use the device of Prakasha Vimarsha. Are these just some explanatory tools, or is there any substantial difference? The first and easy, starting with the easiest answer is, let us say we all met somewhere on our hike to the Everest. There is an airport called Lukla in Nepal. So we didn't know each other, so we landed there. And then some of you were there just a one day hike up to a town called Namche Bazar. And others wanted to go to another peak called Ahmedabad. 7 days, the same route. And some wanted to go to the base camp. And 3 of these youngsters wanted to go to the top of the Everest. We need the Vimarsha climber to the Everest, so I'm counting on them. So, here is how we can communicate. Since we all seem to be going in a different destination, we should not be walking together. That is one attitude. But we can build our friendship and walk together till our roads do not split. One day my father asked me, what happened to your friend? I hadn't seen him for some time. And he sensed it. There was something going on between, and he was cut off from me. Regrettably, I had to tell my father, we are not in good terms anymore. And my father said, do not ever think that you are in a journey together. You just happen to be walking on the same path at the same time. And at that time we were walking by somewhere, and he showed a lot of people in the front and the back. Look, so many people together, but we are not together. They are going their way, I'm going my way. And at the crossroad, they will take their own way, I'll take my own way. That is life. Coming back to sadhana, the easy thing is, as long as these systems do not take you to the critical point of difference, the peak, do not start measuring. Because most people think, I don't want to purchase something to regret later. You know, what if I end up buying something that is not exactly the thing? But the thing is, it's a journey. These are not commodities, either or. There are different shops, you know, so you go to one, you cannot go to other shop. But in the shopkeeper sense, yes, there are differences, but in the actual journey, particularly Trika and Advaita Vedanta, we go together for 90% of our journey. If we are fortunate enough to go to that 90% of the journey in this body, that's beyond my expectation. So don't bother. But yes, philosophically, what is the difference? How to relate to the world? We are so used to soak into world, everyday phenomena, always wanting money, wanting name, wanting fame, you know. And then the Guruji gives you the teaching. Why are you running like crazy? This is not real. This is Maya. Get out of it. And then the student slows down. And then slowly he learns to not be too attached to everyday phenomena. And then he just now goes back to his primordial nature, pure consciousness, the Brahman. He gets some realization, some droplets of knowledge starts coming. Now Guruji, since the whole world is Maya, I have come to the point you're teaching. And the time comes for the Guru to kick with his boot to throw him in the world. I did not go to America with my dreams. I didn't even have one class of English teaching. I didn't know anybody in the West. How could I just want to go and go there? How many of the people in Nepal would not want to get out of there, and particularly if you can just become a professor? I had to go because I listened to the first part carefully, and I worked on Drishti Srishti, the highest of the teaching of Advaita Vedanta, and then you have to do that. So going out of the world to pure consciousness is one journey. Going to Bindu, I have discussed that before. But then you want to be in Samadhi and then not do anything. Be my guest. Who is going to feed you? No, I want to live a hypocritical life. I will keep pretending nothing is real and keep collecting money from everybody comes to me. That to me is not a sincere life though. Then you embrace this reality. But tena tyaktena bhunjitha ma gridaha kasya svidhanam. Why you will be a better subject now, better citizen now, is because you have realized the singularity. Now you come back to everyday life. It is not that now everything becomes very different, but everything becomes soaked with that same Lord Shiva's presence, and therefore you have a greater mission in life now. So these differences, don't take just some ideological, conceptual differences for us to keep battling. We are pundits. We are trained like a polemist, you know. My whole training in the school days is to defeat the opponent. I was trained in every trick of logic. But this is the real life is not about defeating someone with some smart argumentation. Real life is about cultivating experience. In cultivating experience, as long as these tools help you, take them. But do not take them to the extreme that forces you to start living a fake life. How many people have you met? Okay, without naming, I have a very good friend. Every time I meet him, even when I don't invite him, comes to me and says, brother, I have no attachment, not at all. He owns 10 mansions in top towns in America. He has the most expensive of all the cars. No, he actually has a lot. You cannot squeeze a penny out of his pocket for anything good in the world. I am totally detached. I don't care whatever I have. This is not what we should be like. I'm sure you know this type of Vedantin in the world. मुझे तो कोई भी attachment नहीं है. Vedanta has become so cheap. I'm not sure the Vedanta is cheap. People have used these in a very cheap way. Let's take it seriously. Because we may never get to absolute spiritual awakening. I don't know, it may happen, may not happen. But we should not start from the get-go with some dishonesty. You know, we work hard. That's why every student comes to me, I check their homework. I want to see whether they are doing good in college or not, whether they have some dreams to actualize in life or not. I beat them up. You see, like coming to me, problems are going to be solved. I want to see actual grades. Because my gurus didn't let me fool around. I can't let my students fool around. As long as they are with me, they will run away fine. I don't care. I don't have moral obligation after that. But live a real life. rather than the life that doesn't even exist.